Hey, this is Brian
And this is Mike.
coming back at you here in the year 2018. Thanks for waiting patiently for our next episode. We've been gone now, 3 weeks?
It's been a while.
Yeah, definitely. Last time we taped, I think somebody here was losing their ish over the loss to the Rams and how badly we got beat. So
I remember that. It was bad.
Yeah, it was. So Seahawks didn't really finish out the season too strong. Next week they did go to the Cowboys. They won. It was a good win.
A lot of people thought they'd lose that game, and I didn't think so. We always perform really well against running backs of good caliber. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, with one exception, obviously being Gurley.
And that no Cam Chancellor, no Richard Sherman, Michael Bennett's hurt, no Cliff Averill, which I get we haven't had all year.
Yeah,
Wagner was hurt. KJ Wright had the concussion.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want us to do? We lost 6 starters, more or less, right there. Yeah. So it's like
makes a big difference.
I don't expect.
No, definitely not.
Now, to give up that many points, obviously that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But good win against the Cowboys. I thought that they should have won against the Cardinals. Yes, I know. You're all going to say, we lost because of Blair Walsh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he missed the kick at the end, but
they could have put themselves in better position in that game earlier.
Yeah, I felt like they could have too. And later on, I don't know what you're giving your kicker a 48, 49-yard field goal. You had a minute left. Why not push it down the field to a 40-yard field goal? That 40-yard field goal, that goes in. I mean, that's in. That's in 40 yards. Yeah,
possibly.
Definitely. I think
I guess at the end.
I think
the Blair Walsh experiment is done in Seattle. Let's just put it that way.
Well, we know it is. I mean, they cut him from the team, so he's gone.
Steven Hauschka left, and he made the playoffs with a different team, and Blair Walsh came, and he missed the playoffs with us.
So.
And the Vikings left without Blair Walsh, and look at them. They're the number 2 seed. So maybe.
And I would say probably the best team left in the NFC. Maybe the Saints. Sorry, Eagles fans, but your team's not going anywhere.
Not with Nick Foles at the helm.
Yeah, I mean,
he's good, but
he's just he didn't have any experience with the team really. He played one game?
Well, he played a whole season a while back before he got hurt.
That's true.
He kind of fell off. I mean, I feel like that was kind of a fluke year, I guess, because he really hasn't repeated any of that since then. We'll see. I think the Eagles still have a strong defense, and that defense could carry them in the playoffs, because we all know defense wins championships, offense does not. Look at the Rams. They went out first round in the playoffs because they had no defense compared to that offense, at least. I mean, and so when you have
Atlanta beat them pretty badly.
Yeah, when you have only offense, it doesn't commute.
I overall very disappointed in the season. I would have been a lot less disappointed if they had just gone 10-6. Honestly, I would have been okay not making the playoffs at 10-6. I'm not okay not making the playoffs at 9-7.
I understand.
We're a double digit win team, and we should have had 10 wins. And it's just disappointing that we didn't, to be honest.
Definitely, for sure.
We had a lot of close games that we lost that we should have won. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Hey, season's over. There's no use crying over spilled milk. So it's it is what it is. But looking forward, so they got rid of Walsh. He's gone.
He was on a 1-year contract, so
they just didn't re-sign him.
If they re-sign him, we all might need to root for the 49ers. So let's put it that way, because that seems to be the team to beat now.
Yeah. Just a brief note into that. I read an article. Apparently, Belichick's pretty pissed that they traded Galapagos or whatever.
Garoppolo. I can't even say his name.
Yeah, the guy.
Garoppolo.
Yeah, that they traded him, but Brady and Kraft wanted him out, and he's gone 5-0 with the 49ers since being traded. So, again...
What they got for him, too?
A second-round draft.
Second-round pick. He's worth a first-round pick.
I know.
And even more. 5-0 as a starter? Sorry, that's pretty impressive.
I think that's going to come back and bite him.
It will. Because Brady's not going to... He's not in the fountain of youth here.
No. Sorry, Brady, but you got one good year left after this, and you're done.
Maybe.
I'm calling it right now.
I think he's got maybe 2. I mean, he does seem to have an ageless body, but
I think next year's his last good year.
We all thought Peyton Manning was going to just keep going for a long time too, and he just hit a wall and fell. So
Yeah, it's going to happen. Nobody beats Father Time. No. Nobody beats Father Time.
No one does.
So, yeah, anyways, overall, yeah, disappointed with the Seahawks season. A few of the changes. Oh, go ahead.
I felt like that missed field goal is just the embodiment of our season.
Yeah.
Close, but not there. Yeah. Not quite
totally, there. 100%.
I mean, it was 100%. Poetic to our season. And we did get a better draft spot because of it. Now, that being said, they'll probably trade that pick out of the first round anyway because the Seahawks don't like the draft. There's not enough talent in the first round to justify a first-round pick, and you can get 2 more picks for it. So I get that, and don't be surprised come April if they trade out of that spot and go. Yeah. You know, unless the guy that they want is there. Yeah. They're going to trade out, and I'm sure they've got a plan to draft a few different guys that they may want. Yeah. But if they're not there, they're not going to. They're going to trade. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it'll be Overall, I'm glad they got rid of. I'm happy they didn't re-sign Walsh. They did need a new kicker. I don't feel like all our problems really came from that this season.
No, but when you miss 3 field goals against Washington, the game tire against Atlanta, and the game winner against the Cardinals. Yeah. That's 3 games right there that if you hit, 3 or 4 out of those 5 missed field goals, you probably win all 3 games. Yeah, yeah. Depending on, of course, that the 2 come from.
Yeah. I will say, though, he should have never been kicking the field goal to tie the game against Atlanta. He should have been kicking the field goal to win the game
without a doubt
against Atlanta.
There was a lot of different things. And it's a team sport.
The fake field goal at halftime.
Yeah, that was stupid. You kick that field goal, it's a 25-yarder. He's going to probably make
that. Yeah. Well, he had made all his other ones that game. And the one that he missed at the end wasn't because he was off left or right. He was just short. Yeah. He was dead middle the whole game. For sure. So I'm not worried, Yeah,
it's unfortunate. I always liked Blair Walsh when he first got into the league. I thought he was a good kicker. I had him on my fantasy team one year, and, I did really well. He was kicking 50-yarders for me, not missing very much. But then he just hit a mental wall, and he just fell off. Hopefully the Seahawks can go out and maybe get some young guy that's going to...
They got somebody. I don't know who, but yeah.
Well, yeah, they got a guy who missed more field goals if you take his sample size into a full season than Blair Walsh did all season. So that's going to turn out real well for the Seahawks.
I do want to say that Blair Walsh did only miss 1 extra point kick all season.
Which is something that we struggled with Hauschka last year.
The season before Hauschka missed 5 or 6. So just throwing that out there, which one of them did cost us a win, that overtime in Arizona that we could have sealed the deal. But anyways, enough with Walsh. I am glad they're going with somebody else. I haven't seen anything yet, but I don't know if they're going to drop Ifedi. I think they need to.
Not yet. He's still on a rookie contract, is he not?
I don't know, but the most penalized player in football last year.
It's bad. It is. But you know who else was the most penalized player in football at one point? Giacomini. And Giacomini, his last year as a Seahawk was his best year as probably in his entire career. The guy, and he's actually playing well with other teams. He was a good right tackle. Yeah. And I honestly think that Tom Cable has everything to do with that. I honestly think that Tom Cable had everything to do with that. It's sad that he has been released from the Seahawks.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a bad move by the Hawks.
I do think it's a bad move. I think he's the most underrated coach on our team. And because we don't have a good offensive line, because we never do, because you get 5 guys that have never worked together. Maybe 2 of them have, maybe 3. But when you get 5 guys, all of them brand new to this line, year in and year out, you can't expect to have a top 15 offensive line.
Well, and also, how many times were they starting to gel that somebody would get injured? How many different combinations did they have this year?
It looked like George Fant last year was terrible. This year, it looked like he was going to be okay, if not good. And then he got hurt. And then you got I can't pronounce his name. He was the left guard. Anyway, one of the guys, he was starting to play like a good offensive lineman. Then he got hurt, and so it's like you have all these different combinations and ways of an offensive line to you can't expect them to gel every time and work as a unit all the time.
And overall, I thought that their pass blocking wasn't awful. It really wasn't. It was better than the year before. They just weren't great with the run.
Yeah, so I think I definitely agree with you there. Yeah. The thing, though, also with that is, sorry, I've got an itch. There are some games where the pass blocking was terrific. And it seemed like Wilson had time for days. But then there were games that felt like he literally didn't have a second to get rid of that ball. So there was a lot of inconsistency, which I was not a big fan of. I'd like to see more consistency, which I think another year...
It does depend also on the team you're going up against, too.
That's very true. When you got a team with a good defensive line, it's harder to be as good. I do agree. Yeah. But with Ifedi, if he is on rookie contract, I'm not 100% sure, but if he is on rookie contract, I say you keep him for another year. He doesn't have to be your starter.
That's true.
Let him develop. Yeah, because that's what happened with Justin Britt. Remember, the first year we thought he was terrible. We moved him over to guard.
Really?
Yeah, we moved him to guard or center, and then he started playing really well. And we all were like, oh, this guy's terrible. Let's get him out of here because he was a right tackle. When we moved him into the inside, he started playing better.
Yeah.
And so I honestly believe that sometimes these guys just need 3 years to get used to the league.
That's possible.
You're going up against a lot of veterans who have a lot of experience making their payday on rookies like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So be patient. I know I was not a fan of Ifedi 2. The penalties need to stop. They need to stop. That being said, I think that this next year might be a good year for him.
Yeah, we'll see.
And it may be time to part with him after this year.
Yeah.
But I think this next year. But look out for the next team he goes to. I bet you he's probably going to be better than that fourth or fifth year.
That's possible.
Because that's just how offensive linemen get.
Yeah.
You know, they start slow in the NFL, except for the standouts, and then they get really good as they go on in their career.
Yeah.
So nobody's going to be Walter Jones
definitely.
To start there. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a, you know.
Yeah.
And not to say that they ever will be Walter Jones, but sometimes you just got to be patient with these offensive linemen. And I understand that's very hard for us to do, especially in our society today where everything's right away. You got to have it now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and how much success the Seahawks have just been having, it's kind of expected. Once you get into that where, hey, my team's always successful, we're always making the playoffs, we're always doing really well, we expect it. We expect to win. Yeah, we expect to win.
This year, my expectations were Super Bowl.
Yeah,
mine's simple.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah, I agree.
And not making the playoffs is a huge disappointment.
Definitely so.
Yeah.
But they did get rid of somebody I've been calling to be fired for about 5 years now. Bevel is gone.
Bye. Seriously. I wanted him fired before we won our Super Bowl.
Yeah,
okay? I'm putting it on record. Everybody knows that. Everyone who knows me knows that.
Yeah,
I wanted him fired that long ago.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know anybody anywhere that was calling for him to be fired when you and I were saying, I don't think he's a good fit. We need to get rid of him. We're not in the locker room. We don't know. Maybe sometimes he is calling the right plays and they have to go to an alternative. But
because of the offensive line, because of this or that.
Yeah, but even the year we won the Super Bowl, I said I don't think he's a great offensive coordinator. I just don't.
We won that Super Bowl because of our defense, not because of Bevel.
Exactly.
And we lost the second Super Bowl because of Bevel.
But I will say this. I will say also, even though I know Bevel made the play call to pass it, I don't actually blame that fully on him.
Mm-hmm.
We probably should have ran it, but I understand the play and calling in the fact that it was nobody would expect us to throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say the receiver just stood there like.
Didn't make a play on that ball.
No,
not at all.
No.
And we threw to Ricardo Lockett. We didn't throw it. We didn't try to throw it to
Baldwin,
or we didn't try to throw it to.
I don't know who. We didn't have Graham yet. We got Graham the next year.
We didn't have Golden Tate then. Who was the next guy? Anyway, there was another guy. Oh, Jermaine Kearse. Duh.
Yeah, so
we had Jermaine Kearse at that point. We didn't try to throw it to Baldwin or Kearse, or even Luke Wilson at that point because he was our tight end, really. So
I like Luke.
He missed a catch though in the Arizona game.
Yeah,
that was pretty easy,
killer.
but you know what? He's that guy that's going to make that spectacular catch and miss the one right to his face. So.
Yeah. But anyway, so they got rid of Bevel. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to see what happens.
I'm hopeful for the future of who we're going to bring in.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be. I hope and I really hope it's going to be a good fit. I don't want to go through this experimentation of who's going to be our offensive coordinator.
They've talked about Sarkisian, which I'm hoping does not happen.
You know, as an offensive coordinator, I actually don't think he's that bad. As a head coach, I wouldn't want him.
Oh, I do not want to see. I think he's a drunk.
Yeah, well, but if he's calling the right calls, who cares? He can drink as much as he wants. Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he needs to be drunk in order to get the right play call.
Like John Daly.
John Daly. It's the aiming juice. It's his calling juice.
That's good. Anyways, so and then we're hearing rumors like might get rid of Chris Richard. Again, I don't think that's the right call. You have so many people injured this year. What? Why are you going to penalize them for having people injured? And overall, they still didn't play that.
It's like they clean house because we missed the playoffs by one game. They're cleaning house because we didn't play as well. Well, that's what happens when half your defense is hurt.
Yeah,
half of your number one defense.
Yeah,
it's no wonder why you weren't number 1 through 5 this year. Yeah. Half of your defense is gone.
Yeah. Well, and to be honest, like we had some good offensive talent injured too. Like the guy who came out started run the ball, and then
Chris Carson.
Davis was injured for a while.
Here and there, yeah.
And to be honest, I don't know why they didn't go to Rawls a little bit more. From what I saw in the field, he wasn't playing that badly, but
there had to have been something else going on.
Yeah, something else going
on. It's unfortunate that the Eddie Lacy experiment did not work. Yeah. I think a lot of us were hoping that would work because we all know that he was past the prime of his career, I suppose, but maybe he could give us some kind of surprise. But
he made some fat money off of us, though.
You know what? He did do what he needed to do to slim down to the weight we wanted him at. The problem is he's lost his step.
Yeah.
That happens. I mean, it happened with Sean Alexander. It happened even with AP a little bit, and it happened with Marshawn Lynch this last year with the Raiders. He was not nearly as good as he was when he was with us.
Well, he had a whole year of retirement.
Yeah, a whole year of retirement definitely does not help. So, I mean, that's just kind of age, father age, like we said with Tom Brady. It happens to everybody.
Yeah,
Father time takes care of us all.
So, anyways, but yeah, so, I mean, overall, that's the season for you. They're going to be playing in London this year. Mm-hmm. I don't know what I really think about that. I mean, well, my colleague here doesn't like it, so.
If London wants to watch football, then create your own football league and do that. There's no reason for our players to have to fly all the way across, for the Seahawks and the Raiders, all the way across the continental United States, and then all the way across the Atlantic Ocean just to play a football game. That we're not even going to get to see because guess what? Time zone's different.
Yeah.
Seriously? What does that do for anybody in the state of Washington or California, especially the Bay Area where there's Oakland fans?
Yeah.
Well, I guess Oakland fans are all over the nation, but you see my point? It's like, I don't know. To me, it's mind-boggling.
Injuries, too, possibly. It's just you're going to have to get there pretty early because,
and how does
a big time adjustment?
Yeah, time adjustment. And how does that bye week play in? Do they get the bye week after that? Because if they don't get a bye week after that game, that's completely unfair to those two teams, the Oakland Raiders and the Seattle Seahawks. Then that they have to come back, get back used to the time adjustment, and get ready for the next team.
Yeah.
That's just,
and it's an 8-hour difference.
It's not realistic and it's not fair to the players. The NFL preaches player safety, and that they do that. It doesn't make any sense.
It's not to expand their market, make more money.
Yeah, well, they're a bunch of idiots.
So yeah.
Anyway, I don't like it. Yeah. I didn't like when the Jaguars would go over there the last few years.
Yeah.
If they want one, create some youth leagues over in England. Create some, some teenage and some high school and some maybe a college league, college leagues.
Have your minor league in a sense, like baseball's minor leagues all over.
Exactly, and start building talent that way. I mean, that's how we did. That's what the United States did with their soccer program. They had their soccer program was a joke compared to the rest of the world, and now the MLS, in my opinion, is at least semi-respectable. I mean, obviously, some people who are big soccer fans would disagree with me and say I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, I think it's very respectable. I mean, are they going to go into like Barcelona and win? No.
But they might. But they might keep up with them for 45 minutes of the game or
maybe. I mean, obviously, they're not going to beat the best teams in Europe. It won't happen. That's fine. That's not. I mean, but they have a good league here, and it's something now that people go to and people like. And it's fun to see, and they're good. They're good players. They're good players. Now it's like baseball in Japan. Like, do they have really good players in Japan that could play in the MLB? Yeah. Do they have really good soccer players in the U.S. that could play in Europe? Yeah. Now, could the Japanese teams actually compete against American teams, like, on a whole season? No. Same with MLS teams. Like, they're not going to keep up. I mean, it depends on what
they might win a game or two against certain teams.
Oh yeah, I mean, sure. yeah, they'll win a few games here, but they're not gonna they're not going to the playoffs.
Yeah, especially in baseball where like it's so long and there's so many games. Like all it takes is for the pitcher to make one mistake and the Japanese hitter hits a home run, and then it's like and if your players aren't hitting that day. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But with football and with soccer, I guess it's a little different because it's more controlled. I guess I don't know how to put it, but.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, that's the thing on that. Mariners signed Zunino to a 1-year deal.
Well, they haven't officially finished it, apparently, according to the site.
According to the Mariners website, they're saying that the Mariners have not confirmed the deal, but...
it looks like they're trying to get a deal going.
Yeah, $2.9 million for a year.
Which we said in our first episode that he turned his season around halfway, so...
we'll see. $2.9 million could be a steal, and $2.9 million could be way overpaid. So we'll find out here about halfway through the season. It really depends on what Zunino we get. Yeah. If we get second half Zunino for the whole year, it's a steal. If we get first half Zunino, then we are wasting about $2.8 million.
Even 3/4 of the year for second half Zunino would be great. I'm not asking for the full year. I understand that can be tough, but three quarters of a season. I would be okay with that.
Please hit 230. Just hit 230.
I'm thinking 250.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Honestly, I think Zunino next year is probably going to hit about 252, have about 22 home runs and 70 RBIs, 71 RBIs. No, I think so. I think he's turned his page. I think he's ready. He finally got the practice he needed in the minors to come back. Yeeve little faith. Yeeve little faith.
We say this every year about prospects. He's going to hit like 205 with like 15 dingers.
And
they're going to cut him in late July, and then that's the end of his career.
I will eat my foot when he hits 10 or 198, which he probably will. But
he's going to pull an Ackley or a Smoke. No, I hope he doesn't pull a Smoke. That pissed me off out of anything. God. Pulling a Smoke and then Smoke gets picked by the Blue Jays.
Goes to Toronto and has a good year.
Same with Sounders. They both go there
and hit like Saunders,
hit 290 something.
I liked that guy. I always liked having him in the outfield.
Yeah, I know. He's good. He's good.
He's our Canadian friend.
Yeah.
So. Now we just have the Canadian guy on the mound.
But yeah. Anyway, so that's that.
Go ahead. Real quick. Every single year that Alabama wins a national championship, LeBron James wins the national championship in basketball. Just putting it out there. Do your research. Ever since I think it's 2011 or something like that. Look it up. It's funny. I'm predicting right now that the Cleveland Cavaliers win the national championship this year.
Win the finals?
Win the finals. Sorry.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
I'm putting it out there right now.
Okay. All right.
Bold prediction.
I have my prediction for Super Bowl. I'm just going to say I'm going a little bit out on a limb. I'm not sure if I'm 100% right here, but I'm going Vikings and I hate to say it, but probably Patriots.
You're not going out on a limb at all.
No, I mean
those two teams are like favored. They're like number 1 and number 3 or 2.
I think it's going on a limb because, to be honest, I really could see the Saints beating the Vikings.
That's not the Saints have like the third lowest probability to win.
What?
Yeah, they're low.
I would think that
they don't have a defense.
Yeah, but the Saints' offense is so freaking good.
It is, but offense doesn't win championships.
Yeah.
How many years do we have to go over this? Everybody always like, oh, they have the best offense. They can't be stopped. What did the Seahawks do? What did the Seahawks do to the Broncos?
I know.
What did the Broncos do to the little kitty cats? Yeah, those little Panthers.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
What did the Rams just get? They got their butts handed to them. They don't have defense.
I know.
I'm just saying, defense wins championships, people.
I agree.
I think that unfortunately the Patriots will make it to the Super Bowl again. And I think they're going to probably win it again because,
I can see Jaguars.
Yeah. The Jaguars might have the best shot to match up against the Patriots. I don't think that the Steelers are going to do it. I think there's too much drama right now for them.
Yeah.
And then in the NFC, it's gonna be the Vikings or the Eagles on their defense alone, not the offense. The defense.
No Falcons.
Falcons don't have a good enough defense to make it.
They have a decent defense.
They have a decent defense. It's not good enough. And I don't think it's good enough to beat the Vikings if it came to it. So, but yeah, I'm thinking again, Eagles only on the defense.
I don't think Eagles.
Defense have to play great defense so that their offense can be the mediocre rise that it will be in the playoffs from here on.
I think Eagles get beat. Anyways, Vikings and Patriots. I will say though, to all you New England fans, I hope you enjoy this year because I don't think your team's going after this for quite some time. Just calling it right now. I think Brady is.
We'll see what Bill Belichick does.
Decline. Well, I've heard rumors he's not sticking around for next year.
Yeah, well, if Bill Belichick's not back next year, and you know what? I think Bill Belichick will stay as long as Tom Brady does.
No, I've heard that they're on the outs.
Are they?
Yeah, there's an article in ESPN saying they are not getting along right now.
Yeah, that could all be rumors and
maybe, but
Bill Belichick loses football games when he wants to, and he wins football games when he wants to. You really think that they wanted to win against the Dolphins mid-season? No, he lost that game to teach his players a lesson that they are not invincible. The freaking Illuminati controls the freaking football. And they said, F you Seahawks, we don't care about you, but we love you Patriots and Robert Kraft because Robert Kraft, yeah, and we love him and Bill Belichick's the greatest ever, yada yada yada.
Anyway,
just point it out there.
So I think this is the last year that the Patriots have their massive run. I think it'll be a little bit. It'll start going into a rebuilding year, and I think they might go into a panic here because they had a chance at a great quarterback. With having winning Super Bowls and picking yet as the quarterback of the future, and now they're going to do so well, they won't take a quarterback because, to be honest, I don't think Brady wants somebody really good coming in and threatening his position because he wants to play till he's 45, he says. And how's that look if you get a...
Best thing for the Patriots to get rid of Tom Brady before it's too late. Not now, before it's too late. If you wait until he retires, you're going to be in a deep hole after that.
Well, at least drafting a new quarterback.
And you got to get a quarterback before he retires. He can't announce his retirement and then they draft a quarterback that next year. They're going to have to get extremely lucky to get a good quarterback in. Otherwise, they're going to be looking just like the Denver Broncos.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for tuning in with us this week. We'll try and come back to you next week. I don't know what we'll talk about. Maybe some Husky basketball. Talk about baseball. Pitchers and catchers report here in like 5 weeks, so it's coming up.
That's all I care about right now.
I'm excited to hear about the Hall of Fame voting for baseball, see who gets in. So,
Go Edgar.
Yeah, definitely.
Best DH ever.
That's right. You better believe it. One of the best right-handed hitters ever, too.
Without a doubt.
So, anyways, hey, have a great night. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.